we doing? Oh, that's much better. Okay. Amen.
السلام للعالم أجمع
我们祝愿世界人类的和平。
May peace prevail on earth.
Puisse la paix régner dans le monde.
Да будет мир человечеству во всем мире.
Que la paz prevalezca en la tierra.
Pace mbretëroft në botë.
Salam բմոլլա ալեմ միսfën.
Խաղաղություն ամբողջ աշխարհի մարդկությանը.
Aka urakenha suma hakanya uthupa.
Yaşasın sülh bütün dünyada.
Не сума калладаму тукукулукока.
Нехай будет мир человечеству во всем свете.
বিশ্বে শান্তি বিরাজ করুক.
Mamba peace establish long wall.
Neka mir zavlada na zemlji.
Neka prebъде мира по света.
ကမ္ဘာလူသားများငြိမ်းချမ်းရေးရရှိပါစေ
សូមឲ្យពិភពលោកបានសន្តិភាព
Paz que acaba no mundo. Que la pau prevalgue a la terra.
Mtendere ukhale paziko la pansi.
Amani o haruma ye dunia kamili.
Pour la paix s'imailler dans les mondes entiers.
Que la paix règne dans le monde.
Ať mír vždy vládne na zemi.
Må fred herske på jorden.
برقرار باد صلح در جهان.
Dunia ka aman kan damahattawaan dewe.
Mogen vrede heersen op aarde.
Vamli dinaulo. Diki pynsum sochuji.
Olko maailmas rahu. Vallitkoon rauha maailmassa.
Daje ihos mშვიდობა მთელ მსოფლიოში.
Möge Friede auf Erden sein.
Εύχομαι να επικρατήσει η ειρήνη στον κόσμο.
Tekopu awapute non de teko arapu rehe.
Ishre shalom alei adamot.
Vish में शांति रहे.
Leje vrede rika au jörð.
Que eteinato atirau yohanab.
Smoga dame di dunia.
Goref shirkon.
Dawen.
Che la pace regni sulla terra.
Адамзатқа бүткіл дүниеде бейбітшілік болсын.
Amahoro ganze kw'isi hose.
Amahoro yosasagara mw'isi yose.
세계 인류의 평화가 이룩되도록.
Asti bu hamu jihan.
Dünyada tinchlik bo'lsin.
ขอให้สันติภาพจงมีอยู่ในโลก
Lai būt miers pasaulē.
Frieden mit alle Menschen auf der Welt.
Тевуна пасаулия taika. Neka mirot zavladає на земята.
Legyen béke a földön. Engel nyi hancaka era ni zau tutului zau ni fanjia bahademana.
Semoga damai di dunia.
Yallal pace sultan fid dunya.
Himanga rongo kirunga itifinua.
Aineman Imperion Lalin.
Fie pace pe pământ.
Taien deși ei seamănă băi.
Enim meg eu
यात
विश्वमा शान्ति फैलिरहोस्
Måtte det være fred på jorden.
أعبد أبو المسيسي رب الأرض
تلجوي سوله بنريكشي
برقرار باد صلح در سراسر جهان.
Peace must stop long war.
Niech będzie pokój na ziemi.
Que a paz prevaleça no mundo.
Tersimuyupi alinkau saikachung.
Imalo pel file muy le lalulangi
Siriri aduti nanduti sesi
Khozo ibete lefatshe.
Akahiso enneteng mo lefatsheng.
Novehi samaya pavatiwa. Kuthula akube semhlabeni.
Niech pokoj vždy vládne na zemi.
Naj mir zavlada svetu.
Dunidu nabat hakuwarto.
Amani na iwepo duniani.
Må fred råda på jorden.
Sana'y manatili ang kapayapaan sa daigdig.
बरकरार बौसूल दर जहान
பூமியில் சமாதானம் நிலவட்டும்.
Dame ba mundu tomak.
ขอให้สันติภาพจงมาสู่โลก
Salam alam iskan.
Pengetahuan itu kami dino imamani kutuan.
Dünyada barış daim olsun.
Dünyada ferahatçılık bolsun.
Ketumal tefile mu itilalang.
Хай буде мир людству у всьому світі.
Dunyame aman kain.
Dünyada tinchlik bo'lsin.
cầu chúc hòa bình cho toàn nhân loại trên thế giới.
Good morning, everybody. So good to have everybody here at the Center for Spiritual Living. Here it is, 2026. How about that? The first Sunday in 2026. And like always, we like to begin the service with some wonderful music. Let's welcome Astra.
Good morning. Won't you join me in claiming our harmony as we sing in celebration together? We are one in harmony, singing in celebration. We are one in harmony, singing in love. Sing that with me. We are one in harmony, singing in celebration. We are one in harmony, singing in love. We are one, singing in celebration. We are one, singing in love. We are one in harmony, singing in celebration. We are one in harmony, singing in love. We are one, singing in celebration. We are one, singing in love. Last time, let me hear you. We are one in harmony, singing in celebration. We are one in harmony, singing in love. We are one, singing in celebration. We are one, singing in love.
So we thought we'd last Sunday, if you were not here, we had the burning bowl set in the middle of the room. We had chairs around it, and people enjoyed being able to see each other. So kind of in this way, so we've adjusted it a little bit differently, but we've also added another screen. I know it's a small screen, so you might want your glasses on if you're trying to read the lyrics, but we just want to be able to feel the community here in so many ways. So this is 2026, and if you're a believer in numerology, if you add up all the digits together, so 2 + 2 + 6 is 10, add those together, it's a 1. And numerology, that's for new beginnings, new starts. Now, I'm on the fence with whether numerology is true or not, but what I know is the beginning of the year is always time for new starts, new beginnings. And we're just so happy to be a part of that here in this community where we always are seeing things with fresh eyes, new eyes. It's also a time that we, in January in particular, that we focus on peace and knowing peace. And this month in particular, we're focusing on kindness as well. As you notice behind me, we've installed these peace cranes. We've taken all the Christmas stuff out, but we've left a lot of the lights because although maybe it's not as festive, but we want just a reminder that we're still shining the light through us. If you don't know the meaning of the peace cranes, it's actually from a Japanese legend about that if you take the time and intention to fold 1,000 cranes, paper origami cranes, which by the way, if you ever tried even one, takes a lot of patience, a lot of intention, then you're granted a wish. And you know, I believe it's true because if the intention, just like in prayer work or meditation, the patience it takes to do that and knowing your wish as you fold them would have a great deal of power. Now, there was a young girl named Sudoka, and this was in the 1940s, she contracted leukemia because of radiation from the atomic bombs that landed in Hiroshima. And she knew the doctor said she was going to die eventually, so she began folding these paper cranes. And she wasn't cured. She ended up dying from leukemia. And when people looked at it, it looked like she was still folding cranes when she died. And they go, oh, too bad she didn't get to 1,000. Maybe she would have got her wish. But really, she had folded 1,000 and still didn't cure, so she kept folding them. The 1,400 cranes. And now people have had a monument in her honor and in honor of peace in Japan, saying we will not do atomic bombs, we will not be the violent aggressor in any war, in any way will we remain peaceful people. And on the right-hand side, you'll see cranes that people have folded in her honor and the honor of wanting a wish for peace. Now, if you know anything about our philosophy, we believe that our intentions, our attention and intentions, our prayers, may not bring a cure, but it always brings healing. Always brings healing. And you must admit, her folding the cranes created of healing among the people to be so intentional about peace. And they've for, 60 years now, 70 years, they've continued to be a peaceful nation, committed to that. So that's what we know, that our prayers do bring healing. And so our prayers for peace, for unity, for oneness, will hold this month. And this is only, by the way, 100 cranes. But in thought, we're imagining 1,000 or 10,000 cranes, because we know that brings our intention together. So we know that this, and along with this was the opening video, was 101 languages saying may peace prevail on earth, a continuing affirmation of that. And then this month we're doing kindness matters as a theme. And then also this is the month we put out our how many people put out signs in your front yard? All right, good job. So this is the pro-inclusion signs. There will soon be more available. Can you pass that down?
So we ordered
Blue
400.
mic.
originally, thinking that that would be quite a lot to get out into the community. But in the first 3 weeks from when we talked here, I think December 7th through the end of the year, we distributed at least 350 of them. There are still a few out there in various places, so we have reordered. And we will be this next Saturday at the Farmers Market. And also on Sunday next week, we will be at Covenant Presbyterian. We've been invited there to speak to their congregation and distribute them. So the signs are out there. They're wonderful. Please display yours. And we'll have more at the center here in about another week when we get our next supply. So thank you for your support.
That's great. And more at MLK as well, right? MLK Monday. Yeah. Thank you, Joy. Thank you for pro-inclusion for all that. So that's wonderful. So we continue we believe that kindness is part of our work, and I think I might need a new battery here. There we go. A part of what we do in terms of our vision and mission. And to affirm that, let's look on our screen and read, "We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action." And our mission statement, "We are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths." So this is the work we are doing, and I'm so happy to begin this January with this intention and attention and prayers, not only by the Cranes, but by just our own prayers that we do. So thank you for being a part of the community that's affirming that. And I have a number of announcements. Suddenly things, in December, we're just all about December, and suddenly January's here, and we've got a lot of things going on in January. So let me just first by saying that we have a new class starting on January 20th. And this is being taught by Rob Ward. He's a ministerial student and practitioner, but he's an outreach practitioner. Not many of you have met him. So I wanted to bring him into the room, so to speak, with a video interview that I did of him. So we're going to play that now.
So Rob, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
That's a deep question. Most recently, I'm a retired psychologist. My background is in therapy and nonprofit management. I worked a long time with runaway and homeless youth, with family systems. I was a director of a homeless youth shelter and a school-based therapy program. So that's kind of the discipline I come with from that background. My spiritual background is all over the place. I was raised Pentecostal. My adolescent rebellion was Catholicism. I moved into learning about New Thought through Unity when I was in college. I've studied Eastern religions. I've been a practicing meditator and practicing Buddhist wisdom for over 30 years. I bring that into it. I'm an ordained pagan priest of all things. I celebrate the radical fairy spirituality, so I'm very eclectic. And Science of Mind is the new kid on the block, which I love.
That's great. I love how varied your experience is. I think that really brings a lot of wisdom to classes, and I've noticed that in your discussions in classes as well. So I'm excited about the new class you're teaching. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
So Foundations of the Science of Mind, which is not a class I took. My first class was Beyond Limits with Michelle Medrano. So it's exciting to look into this new material. I know this class is very well loved. The nice thing about the new class is that it is shortened. So it's a 6-week class, not a 10-week or a 12-week class. And the other thing I love about it is this is the time of year we go back to the basics, which I think is important, whether you've been in this teaching for 30 years or 3 days. It's good to know the foundations. What does our understanding, our philosophy lean on? Where does it come from? And do we really understand it? It seems the longer we get into a teaching, things emerge that we hear here and there, and we pick up from other sources, and then we come up with our own understanding and our own ideas, and then we kind of lose that thread of, wait a minute, what was that basic understanding? So that's one of the things I love about this class, is it takes us really back to that foundational, what is it fundamentally that we believe together, and then how do we grow from there?
So that's great that we are able to have this class online. It'll be Zoom only, no in person. But he's had so many classes that he's taught online. He's really good about breaking into groups and creating conversation. And so I think you'll enjoy the class. So you can sign up at the information table today or online. There's a way to do that. The little sheets of paper that if you didn't get one the other day, there's more out there, or to go to our website to sign up for it. So we're hoping that you are able to make it to that class. And if you have any questions about that, please ask you, but I just wanted to make sure you knew who Rob was. And the other new thing that's going on, and then the 18th and 19th is our Martin Luther King celebration of action and compassion that we do every year. It's on the 18th on Sunday. We do a commemoration with singers. The Napa High School choir is going to be there, and then different music also. So we're just excited about that. And then Monday is the day of service. And that's both activities of community service out in the community, but also there's a base camp that's at Justin Siena High School. And there's a lot of activities for youth and individuals and families, but also adults find a lot of excitement there too. There's different things to do for adults as well, or for the child inside of you. That's also. We're also looking for people who are willing and able to help on that day. Laura Keller Coyote would like some help with facilitating people making posters, love cards, along with pro-inclusion will be there. And then also our center is having a table with the Compassionate Heart Awards we give every year. And we'd like to give people information about that, as well as just ways to be kind. And we'll have some activities that people can do. I think I'm going to pull out the spin the wheel and different things like that. So you'll have fun. You won't be just sitting there and get bored. People will come to you, I promise, because you'll have games and things to play. So if you're willing to volunteer for either one of those things, there's a sign-up sheet at the information table. We'd appreciate that as well. And then that same weekend is Ann House is doing another one of our Soul Collage classes over at the Senior Center. That's on the 17th. At what time does that start? It starts at 9:30. And we'll have flyers next week, and I'll put about the registration process, or see Ann afterwards. And the title of this one is What are you cooking up for 2026? So that's a process of sort of like vision boards, but it's a lot deeper. It's a soul process, like a soul vision board. So that'll be exciting. And then also our practitioner, Don Pickney, is doing this really amazing thing called Zen Together. And it's an exciting new project she's working on. And the idea is that that mothers are able to bring, or parents, mothers and fathers, are able to bring their children to this class, but they are the ones that get the mindfulness. It's the child is invited to be there, but it's the parent that gets the meditation time and the mindfulness. And Don has a way of bringing in the children and the parents, and they get a lot of wonderful benefit out of that. I know that a couple testimonials are, one person said, I attended Zen Together with my 1.5-year-old and 5-year-old, and it was a deeply grounding experience. The space felt calm and genuinely supportive. Another mom said, since having my daughter 3 years ago, it's so challenging to find me time. Creating this space where we can practice mindfulness, but also is inclusive to the little ones, was so amazing. We'll definitely be doing this again soon. So she's been doing some already. This is starting in January. We have some flyers for that. I'll have out at the information table or on our website. There's a whole page dedicated to that as well. And then did I mention there's a lot of things going on? And let me go backwards here if I can. Let me see. I think I'm having trouble reaching there. There we go. So this today, after the service, for those people who are online, there's an online discussion group with Rob. You met Rob a few minutes ago. He's going to be leading an online discussion group about our spiral upward evolution and what it means to be open at the top that I'll be talking about during my message today. So join in and talk with Rob, and he'll lead you through that, give you some ideas to think about, answer questions, and a really great time. And that's a connecting point, the same thing that all of us as a community do when we step outside for coffee. And we just want to give our online people time to do that also, to connect with other online people, which has become quite varied across the United States and even into Central and South America. So we appreciate everybody being here. Maybe some people from Europe, I don't know, but I've heard more about this continent and South America. And then on this coming Tuesday, the Visioning Team meeting, all these other meetings, you're welcome at any time to join, and I'll be putting out a note about that. Visioning Team meeting on Zoom, in person or on Zoom. Saturday, January 10th is the Healing Circle. You're welcome to come. Part of that to share and discuss pathways of healing, body, mind, and heart. And then January 11th is the Community Engagement Committee, and that all are welcome to that. Just talking about different events that are coming up. And then on Tuesday the 13th is the monthly Pro-Inclusion Napa meeting over at the Methodist Church. All are welcome to that. You're always welcome to new members. It's an exciting time to be part of Pro-Inclusion right now, so I hope that you are. If you've been kind of semi-part of it, I would dive right in. And if you're new to it, you're welcome to join too. The other thing I wanted to mention that Bill Peatman is here, and we have a sign-up sheet outside. Mary, I didn't give you all my sign-up sheets, I recognize, but it's over here. So we will have a sign-up sheet out there. We've been talking about, he and I had a discussion, and I know with other people have talked about how the unique challenges of being a caregiver. And he is proposing doing a support and sharing group for people that are, and I don't know if I have a slide on that or not, but there'll be a sign-up sheet out there. And we don't know the time that you're going to meet yet, but I tell you what, if you sign up on that sheet, he'll contact you and you'll find a common time just to get together, because it is a unique challenge to be caring for someone else. And the difficulty, whether you're doing it professionally or personally, or it's a family member or somebody you're working with, it's unique. So we really want to support people in all ways. So that's another way to do that. And then we're also accepting nominations for our Compassionate Heart Awards. This is the one that's at the Sip and Savor, the MLK. We're going to Day of Compassion. We're going to have a table talking about that. So hopefully you can be a part of that one way or another. Or come by the table. If you're there, come by the table and talk to us. And maybe you'll have another nomination. And now we'll start with the our contemplative part of our service.
So as we tune into kindness, I invite you to sing along or just listen. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. And may we be happy.
Good morning, and I welcome you all to this beautiful sanctuary this morning. And just am glad for the weather and all the rain, the blessed rain that's coming down right now. And I know that it blesses us in so many ways. And so let's just take a few minutes to gather our thoughts and know that we are one. And that is wonderful. That is who we are. And I'd like to talk a little bit about compassion. And compassion is really tied with peace and love and gratitude and all of that. All those words really mean the same thing. But compassion means something else. It also means to suffer together. So when you see a person in need, and you feel that connection, you're kind of aligning your soul with that person's need for whatever that is. And I also know that as you do that, you express that love, and that love expands and goes out. And I know also that compassion can be expressed many ways. One way is you can help with those pro-inclusion signs. You can help at a food table in your community, and you can bless people on their journey by giving them donations for whatever they might need. But there's a really easy way to express compassion every day in your life, and it's something that I do on a regular basis, and it's really come to be fun. Like when I'm walking into the gym from the parking lot and I see somebody walking out and we're kind of meeting together, and I don't know who they are, but I just smile at them and they always smile back. Or when I'm in the grocery store and I'm going for the same thing somebody else is, I look in their eyes and I smile at them and they smile back. And when you do things like that, little things like that, it's like a firestorm. It goes on. It's not just for the moment, but you leave that person with that image of, oh, somebody recognized me today, and so I'm going to smile again. It keeps you smiling. It's like a firestorm of love. It just keeps going. It's the gratitude that multiplies in you. So it's something that I do all the time, and I find it really healing for myself because it makes me feel more connected, and I know it makes the other person feel connected. But I also know that some people cannot open to that, and I don't want you to ever feel that your smile went unrewarded, because if they can't recognize it, it just means that they need a little more compassion, that maybe they don't have that within themselves to recognize that they are loved. And so by keeping that in thought, just know that you can bless them wherever they are, and all people need compassion. So practice compassion, and I love you. Thank you.
How does the light move through you? What is the shining star that lights you? If you could write a song, would you sing that song all day long? If you could write a book, would you write that book as long as it took? If you know what makes your heart sing, do it now. If you could sail a ship, would you set out on a worldwide trip? If you could fly a plane, would the sky become your new domain? If you know what makes your heart sing and the muse that pulls your heartstrings, do it now. If you dream it's possible, you will be unstoppable. If you could be more kind, would you feel peace of mind? If you had a skip in your step, would you feel truly blessed? If you know what makes your heart sing and the muse that pulls your heartstrings and the gift that lights your shining, do it now. Do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now. How does the light move through you? What is the shining star that lights you? Thank you.
Beautiful. Is that your song, right? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful song. Love it. Perfect song for today, too. So, I don't know about you, but I'd like the musician up here. I don't know if we're going to keep the chairs like this all the time. I like them, but you know, we might change them back to rows. But I think we might keep the musician up here because I like you close. I like it, and it's more centered and the music coming out. So anyway, thank you, Astra. Beautiful. So here we are, 2026, and opening up to this newness, the new start, as I was talking about. If you weren't here for the Burning Bowl ceremony last week, it was just really delightful, and it was really nice to be able to share a ritual like that. I believe rituals are so powerful in our lives because they go beyond our five senses. There's something more that happens. And so thank you for being a part of that. And hopefully, if you weren't part of that, or maybe you did a ritual, I know we did a ritual at my house beyond that ritual, just with everybody. So hopefully you had a time to do that. And it's such a great time just to let go and open up to new ways. So Centers for Spiritual Living, which we're part of, we're one of the 400 centers for spiritual living across this nation and in Europe and down into Mexico and South America. And we decided to have a theme this year of open at the top. And I personally love this theme because it's kind of a natural thing about our philosophy that we're open at the top. We're open to new things, to new ways of being. It was actually coined, the term, by the founder of our philosophy, Ernest Holmes, and he says it is up to us to find the peace in between, which gives freedom by keeping our minds open at the top for a new influx of wisdom. We have to set up a sign which says stop, look, and listen. Or just do we take the time to stop, look, and listen? Because that's the way that we can find this new influx of wisdom, that we're open to new spiritual growth and evolution, both individually and collectively. Now, what's interesting about this idea of it being a spiral, spirals are natural. Biologists and cosmologists have found everything from our own DNA, chakra energy, the galaxies, seashells, flowers, hurricanes. They all have this natural spiral helix going up. And it's natural for our growth too. But the question is whether you are able to sense, is it just a circle that you're going around and around, or are you spiraling up in an evolution? And sometimes you can't really tell whether it's one way or the other. What I'm saying is a natural thing. That if we allow this freedom to happen that Ernest Holmes was talking about, if we find this freedom, and it's kind of funny because one thing he says, he goes on in that quote to say, it's up to us to find the place in between which gives us freedom without giving the freedom to destroy the freedom which makes the freedom possible. If you ever read anything Ernest Holmes that is so Ernest Holmes, there's got to be a simpler way to say that. Giving the freedom to destroy the freedom which makes the freedom possible. Basically, we notice when we are tied down heavy with regret or a lack of forgiveness or anger or judgment. And we notice that. And when we let go of that, we are naturally sprung free. I compare it to, here's my little prop for the day. Remember slinkies? So we can be a flat circle, we're going around, and there are also times, acknowledge, there are times of loss and great change in your life when going in a circle and continuing a circle is enough. You know, it really is. And if you're willing to feel and heal, no matter how much time it takes, then the natural evolution will go. You are growing because you're growing in the depth of your soul, which makes this evolution more possible. But the natural process is the spiral, right? It's the natural process. You know, for some of us, for me too, sometimes when we are going about our life, we're not sure if we're advancing or not. For me, it's kind of like being on an airplane. You know, when you buy the ticket for your airplane, you're waiting in the airport, you get on the plane and it takes off. You can feel yourself on the runway. You can feel yourself take off, that initial awakening that we have. But once you're in the plane, once you're flying at, 30,000 feet, you're in this pressurized cabin, you don't really sense movement. You don't realize that you're growing, you're moving at like 500 miles an hour. It isn't until you start landing do you feel that gravity again, that movement. And so to me, that's a lot like our lives, that we can be surrounded by, the pressure of life, pressurized cabin, and it can feel we're not sure if we're growing, but I assure you, the spiral is natural. We continue just to notice what holds us, keeps us heavy, keeps us down, let go of that, and the spiral, the growth happens as far as we can reach, beyond what we can reach. By the way, my stretch is 6 feet, because I know that. Because our stretch is just as wide as we are tall. So, and I go around my house sometimes measuring things. Okay, that's 6 foot, that's 6 foot. But how do we measure our growth? How do we know that we're growing? It is a natural process. It happens because it's just the way things happen. Now, we can be caught into this things that destroy our freedom, but the truth is, it is natural that we are open in this way. Now, I must admit that sometimes I am like a kid in the family car on a vacation going somewhere. Now, by the way, I was the youngest in my family of 3 children, so I got the middle seat in the back seat with my older sister and older brother here. So I was the one in the middle, and guess what I would say? When are we getting there? Are we there yet? And of course, I was, by the time everybody, all 4 of them, my brothers and sister and my parents, were both saying, just shut up. Or, they did not say shut up. They're nicer than that. But they said, we'll get there. Don't you worry. We'll get there. But what's interesting is I never remember arriving precisely, okay, you were there. What I do remember is my brother and sister, we got along pretty well, and we played games, and we sang songs, we did things, and we had fun along the way. And we got to where we were going. We had fun once we got there, too. We'd go on hikes or go on adventures or go look at sights and things like that, play games. And you've heard me say this, it's an ancient philosophy, that it's not about the destination anyway, it's about the journey. And we enjoy that journey on the way of our evolution. What we know is one of the ways to ensure this, let me ask you this question. What do you think helps you grow more? What kind of activities? You were talking about one in your set, is kindness and gratitude. That's one way to ensure. When you're doing those things, you're not doing it for others. I mean, it's great if they get some benefit. You're doing it for yourself. What else? I just go around the room. I use my hand because I just want to know who's speaking. Sometimes if somebody says something, I'm sure where it's coming from. But what else ensures your growth? Anybody have anything to add? Prayer. Observation. Living in love. Being part of a team. That together you're doing things. You can do more together. Friendship. I thought you were going to say dance. That too, right? Meditation. Listening. Learning new things. Journaling. Self-reflection. Challenges. That's an interesting one. You don't think about that one, do you? Yeah. And singing. Curiosity. Creativity, both of those, yes. Says the artist, the sculptor, yes, yes. I'm going to go back around just the opposite way, see if anybody has anything else to add. Ooh, that's going to be a pause there. Pain. Mindful ways of working, but sometimes it's debilitating, and you have to stop in your tracks. And that's okay too. Yeah. Working through struggles. We heard challenges back there, Shauna. Yeah. I would say parent or grandmother, yes. Mom or, yeah. Empathy. We're going to talk more about that later this month. Empathy, yeah. Say it again. Oh, so even though they're scary, you still do them. Embrace the fear. Yeah. Oh, wait, back here. What did Rob say? Yeah. Meditation, mindfulness, all the way in the very back. Commitment. Yeah. It says the person who's been ushering and doing chairs for 30 years here at the center. 40? We won't name it a number. Sorrow. Yeah, because it deepens our soul. Yeah.
I've been drawn to books that have helped me grow.
Books. Study, I would call it. Yeah. Say it again. Self-responsibility. And serving others, yeah. Right here, being present and stepping into the next moment of what is. Yeah. Yes, Michael. Open-mindedness. Yes, great. Being outside. Even in the rain. Yeah. And guess who had the right answer? All of you, that's right. And there's more. But like for me, journaling, I do some, but it's not my thing, you know. But for some people, I have a friend who has like volumes of journals. He fills up a library shelf full of, so you find what brings you to heart, and it can change. So I write, but I don't journal, but I write. Yeah. So all of these things. And this month, we're in particular going to be talking about kindness. And kindness is interesting because it is a part of this evolutionary thing. This is Barbara Marx Hubbard's ideas of evolution, as well as this is ions. We'll be talking more about this model at a later time, but these are both models of evolution that we want to keep using. And I think I've got several slides here. I just need to move through these. That kindness really matters. It's one way of opening up to this idea of the evolution, as is all the things we mentioned. And kindness is more than being nice, or it's more than not being mean. It is compassion in action. It's a spiritual force that acts as the primary medium for a higher connection, a personal transformation. Compassion and kindness demonstrate the nature of spirit in human form. Philosophers and spiritual teachers from Lao Tzu to Rumi have called kindness a treasure, or the highest form of worship, because it embodies love in action. Now, what's interesting is we grow up, we mature, both physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm happy to hear conversations about emotional intelligence these days. And there's also a spiritual intelligence or a spiritual maturity that happens too. In terms of how we treat people, there's a psychologist named Lawrence Kohlberg, and he has this theory of moral development. And development is a word he uses because generally with age and time we continue to mature or develop deeper ways of being kind to each other. It starts out with, or it's focused on the self, so we obey rules to avoid punishment. I mean, literally, I don't know about you, but my mom had some talking to me about being kind to others, right? And I did it because she wanted me to, because I was seeking her approval, and I didn't want to have to go to my room because I was being mean to somebody. But as you move forward, you more focus your kind and the way you treat people, focus on society and rules, and you do that to conform to meet expectations, to gain approval from others outside your family, and following rules and laws to maintain social order. For example, the light turns red, and you stop. Why do you stop? Well, if you're at the level 1, because everybody else is doing it, because it's a rule. I don't want to get a ticket. I don't want to be punished for getting through that. But there's still this part of that level 1 about, well, I'll be kind to you if you're kind to me, but if you're not kind to me, it doesn't matter, And the level 2 is because it's a rule, and there's a reason society works better on that. But there is a level 3 that focuses on universal principles. It's a higher order. And now laws are social contracts, but some rights are more important than the laws. For example, you might run a red light in an emergency because you needed to get to the hospital, being safe at the same time, but because there's a higher order there. And also there are civil protests that people believe in a certain thing that is just, a human justice or human rights, that they're willing to break laws in order to get the protest done, to make a note that this is not fair, this is not right. So they're not concerned about being put in jail. Many civil rights leaders have been in jail. And this is when our universal ethical principles are deeply held, but based on justice, fairness, human dignity, even if they conflict with the laws. And we do kindness for kindness' sake. People in this higher level are less concerned about getting something in return, it being reciprocal. You might want to you've heard of unconditional love, where there's unconditional kindness too. And the benefits of kindness are very similar to what Diana was talking about with in a way, gratitude and a lot of these things we do, there's a lot of the same kind of things that there's health benefits with serotonin and dopamine, there's stress reduction, there's a helper's high, there's a sense of belonging and a ripple effect like Diana was talking about with our kindness. The Mayo Clinic so believes in the health benefits of kindness, they ask us how to ask ourselves every day, how am I going to practice kindness today? And so to do that intentionally. But it also had this very spiritual component to it. In the Bible, it talks about the fruits of the Spirit are the result of Spirit within us, and it leads us to be kind and patient. And that's the idea that kindness is a way of expressing Spirit in form. I love Rumi, one of my favorite poets, 15th century Sufi poet. And he says that when we practice loving kindness and compassion, we are the ones to profit. He also says your acts of kindness are iridescent wings of divine love, which linger and continue to uplift others long after your sharing. It also lingers in you. Some people call it a soul polish because it kind of puts our inner critic and our judge to the side. We focus on serving others and being kind to others. And it just raises a vibration. That ripple effect I was talking about, it's on the physical, emotional level, but it's also on the spiritual level. And it begins to clear blockages we have in ourselves. So I was talking about, the spiral that when we let go of the things that keep us, that bind us. And that's actually Jesus in the Lord's Prayer. If you look at the Aramaic interpretation of it, he talks about forgiveness as being something that binds us. So when we let go of that bindness, then it allows us to evolve. But here's the thing, the chicken or the egg. If we start serving others, if we're kind, if we're considerate and compassionate, it lets go of the things that we may not even know are there. It gets us out of our head of concerns and worries, and now we're opening the Spirit's way through us, serving through us. And that's another way to find that deeper connection. Rumi's also known for the word love mischief. He loves that phrase, go out and have some love mischief, ways to love people. And the same is true for our kindness, that we can just find, go out, well, how, like the Mayo Clinic said, how can I be kind today? How can I, and it doesn't have to be, I'm not looking for a reciprocal. I'm not looking for someone to go, oh, you're such a wonderful person. I'm not looking for that. I'm just trying to spread kindness and love. That's all I'm doing. And it can be little things. Opening the door for someone, and we know when we open the door for someone, it opens our heart. And it may or may not open their heart. I'm not attached to that. I'm still going to do it. Pulling out a cart, often when I pull out a cart, Trader Joe's is so busy coming in that one door, right? So I pull out a cart, someone's coming and needs a cart, so I just give them my cart. I just keep handing out carts, And that's great. Somebody goes, do you work here? I go, no. But little things like that we can do, and just being considerate. We often talk about the, you know what the golden rule is. We serve, we do unto others as we want to be done to us. But the platinum rule is treating others in a way that they want to be treated, which means we consider them who they are, we ask them, we talk to them, we create a relationship with them and find out what kindness means to them, what love means to them, what we can do for them, how we can open up this apparent divide that we might have between us, or just to connect on common values, common ways. And just I'm so grateful for this community that is willing to do this, that is willing to consider people. I know there are times we get busy, and there are other times, which is most of the times for the people I know here, you open up to the people around you and find ways that we can do things together. Because doing things together is the way we're going to make a difference in this world. I can't do anything by myself. This community is a spiritual practice that allows this kindness to happen. We can practice kindness here, and then what happens here does not stay here. We take it out into the world in this kind of kindness. So thank you for being a part of this kindness, this love in action, and being kind. Let us go to prayer. What I know in this moment is there's only one. And that makes it so much easier, because this one through us is this kindness that we can harmonize with this. And I know this harmony is happening right here and right now. That as one community, including those online, are opening in this vibration, this raising of the spiral of consciousness, that we are raising our own vibration, the community's vibration, and the world's vibration in our action, in our life, in our love. We know that it is all good and all God, and that's all we need to know. We continue to do our work here on earth that allows this evolution to happen. We know Spirit through us is this evolution. And for this today, right now, we are so grateful. And together we say, and so it is. I asked Astra to do one of my favorite songs by Jewel. So,
by request. If I could tell the world just one thing, it would be that we're all okay. And not to worry, 'cause worry is wasteful and useless in times like these. I won't be made useless. I won't be idle with despair. I'll gather myself around my faith, for light does the darkness most fear. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours. They are my own, but they're not yours. They are my own, and we are never broken. Poverty stole your golden shoes. It didn't steal your laughter. And heartache came to visit me, but I knew it wasn't ever after. We'll fight, not out of spite, for someone must stand up for what's right. For where there's a man who has no voice, there I shall go singing. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours. They are my own, but they're not yours. They are my own, and I am never broken. In the end, only kindness matters. In the end, only kindness matters. I will get down on my knees and I will pray. I will get down on my knees and I will pray. I will get down on my knees and I will pray. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours. They are my own, but they're not yours. They are my own, and I am never broken. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours. They are my own, but they're not yours. They are my own, and I am never broken. We are never broken. God's eyes. We are God's hands. We are God's eyes. We are God's hands. We are God's eyes. We are God's hands.
Thank you. Thank you. What a blessing that song is, isn't it? And thank you, Astra, for singing it so beautifully. Yeah, yeah. Because we are God's hands. We are God's eyes. We are Spirit moving through us. Kindness does matter. And thank you for being a part of this difference-making community. And thank you. So this is a time in our service we invite you to be part of the law of circulation. If we could have our ushers come forward. I will tell you that I've done a good job at confusing our ushers. They don't know what they're doing, so. What's an aisle? What's a row? I don't know. It's what? It's growth. It's growth. That's right. It's an evolution. That's right. So this is just one. They'll guide you through the process. If you're confused, just hold it up and they'll come help you out, whatever you want to do. So, and you're doing it too. What I know is that what you give, whether it's giving in the past or what you give today, it's continuing to evolve this community in so many wonderful ways, and we're grateful for it. It will come back to you just like kindness and love comes back to you. Maybe not directly, but down the road it always comes back. So let's just take our hand and put it over our heart to represent that which you've given in the past, that which you're giving today, and say the affirmation on the screen. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is.
Won't you sing with me? I let love flow. I let everything go. I let love flow. Sing that with me. I let love flow. I let everything go. I let love flow. One more time. I let love flow. I let everything go. I let love flow. I let love flow, I let everything go, I let love flow. Yes, everything changes with inspiration as my guide. Yes, everything changes when my passion is alive. I let love flow, I let love flow, I let everything go, I let love flow. I let love flow, I let everything go. I let love flow. And so it is.
The slides were moving around that whole time. We finally found it. People know it by now anyway, so. So grateful to have everybody here today. We welcome anybody who might be here for the first time or the first time in a while. Welcome back, Jean, from being up in Oregon, and anybody else that's here. Anybody here for the first time, be willing to raise your hand. Good to have you here. So blessing to have you here. So we have some little information for you. And there's information also out at the guest table. You're welcome to be a part of that. And we appreciate anybody online who might be here for the first time too. So we have a blessing for you today. We raise our hands and we say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. So good to have everybody here. I don't think we have any, beg your pardon, birthdays. It is the first of the month, isn't it? So anybody have a birthday in January? And Harris, anybody over 90, we have to ask, how old? 91. Okay. And another January birthday here, we won't ask. Was that a hand raised there, Mary? Your birthday's not in January. You just trying to have a birthday every month? Oh, I see. Okay. Any other birthdays in January? Laura Keller has a birthday. Okay. And anniversaries. Any anniversaries in January? Okay. All right. It's not a common month to be married in, but some people do that. And then we also honor anybody's sobriety birthday who in January. I know actually several people have sobriety birthdays in January after a holiday. So we know it's anonymous. We don't ask you to raise your hand, but we honor that path, the self-responsibility that people talked about and the clarity. We honor that path as well. So we won't go through the whole thing, but we'll just say just the first line of this. So we raise our hands and say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. That's great. And if we could have our practitioners come forward, please. So after the service, we have prayers. If anybody's interested in staying for a one-on-one affirmative prayer, just stay in the sanctuary and we'll all go on out into and have our coffee. It's still not raining out there, so we should enjoy the time together. We've got coffee and snacks in the kitchen just in case it was raining. There's sign-ups at the information table, so all of that is there. So please join us for that and be here for the gift of prayer with our practitioners. Okay, let's all stand for the community affirmation. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I am led by Spirit.
I am led by Spirit.
I'm guided by wisdom.
I am guided by wisdom.
I am protected by love.
I am protected by love.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am so grateful.
I am so grateful.
And so it is. And now stand.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Joy. We are making a new world now. Peace. So let there be peace. I am a stand. Love. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Joy. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
We know as we go forward that this community is a blessing as we practice our kindness in all ways. You are a blessing, all of you. Have a great Sunday. Just a hair, just a hair. I just felt one drop.